Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really getting into the weeds on some serious AV gear, specifically the Blustream EX40B-Kit HDMI extender set. Our mission here is to figure out how this thing actually stretches a high-performance video signal over, plain old CK cable, and what you're giving up to do it.
Right. It's the age-old problem for any installer, distance. And the core promise here is pretty compelling. You get your HDMI video and bidirectional IR control all over one single CK cable. That really simplifies things.
It does. And when we talk about distance, the specs are, well, they're very specific. It says you get a solid 40 meters if you're running at full 1080p. But, and this is interesting, if you drop the resolution down to 1080i, you can push it to 50 meters.
And that 10-meter difference is it's everything when you're planning an installation, right? You mentioned the data demand, and that's it exactly. 1080p is progressive scan, so you're sending a full frame of data every time. 1080i is interlaced, so it's effectively, half the data per second. That's how the signal stays strong for those extra 10 meters.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit more, especially the compliant side of things. It's HDCC 1.4 compliant, so it handles the copy protection just fine.
Okay.
And it has smart edited management.
Which is good. That helps the source and the screen talk to each other without glitches. But what's fascinating here is where the kit sort of draws a line in the sand. It supports full 3D, which is pretty robust. But, and this is a big one for you to be aware of, it is limited to 8-bit color support only.
Whoa, okay, that's a huge constraint. If we connect this to the bigger picture, 8-bit color means no deep color, no 10-bit, no 12-bit. So
Yeah.
no modern HDR standards like Dolby Vision or HDR10.
None. Zero. So this is not for a modern home theater. It's really targeted, I think, at high-reliability commercial jobs.
Like digital signage or maybe a corporate boardroom.
Exactly. Places where color depth isn't the priority, but getting a stable 1080p signal over a long distance is every single time. But, and this is the interesting part, it doesn't sacrifice on the sound. That's a surprising balance. So we're really saying we don't lose the lossless audio formats, even when pushing the video that far. It supports LPCM, 7.1, Dolby True HD, DTS-HD master audio. I mean, that's a serious audio pipeline.
Absolutely. The audio quality is top-notch. And the control side is handled really well, too. Has that bidirectional IR feature.
Meaning you can control the source from the display end or the other way around.
Yeah, which is just essential for a clean user experience. The kit even comes with the Blustream IR receiver and emitter, so it's all ready to go.
Okay, let's talk about the installation requirements. This is where the system integrators are really going to be paying attention.
Right, and the biggest factor here, the thing you have to flag, is the power. Unlike some of the newer stuff with power over cable or POC, this system needs local power.
At both ends.
At both ends. The transmitter, the EX40BTX, and the receiver, the EX40BRX. Each one needs its own 5-volt power supply. I know a lot of installers who had grown at that. It just changes where you can deploy the kit. You suddenly need 2 outlets, not 1. But I suppose that tells you they're serious about signal integrity, no compromises on power delivery.
That's the trade-off. Physically, though, it's all standard stuff. HDMI Type-A connectors and the usual RJ45 for the CAT cable. And just to wrap up the commercial details, it's priced around $330. And it has a 5-year warranty, which, again, points to that professional, high-reliability market.
So what does this all mean?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, this extender is really defined by its limits. The dual power, the CAT cable, the 8-bit color, it all points to a tool built for a very specific job. Maximum stability in non-HDR 1080p setups where hitting that 40 or 50 meter mark reliably is the only thing that matters.
That focus on the technical details really is what separates these kinds of kits. So here's something to think about. Given those very precise distance limits, 40 meters for 1080p, 50 for 1080i, what specific application or setup in your own environment needs that exact balance of distance, resolution, and that all-important bidirectional control?